or it could be the reverse for other people also. For some people, it would be determining which article to go. They might end up not using articles where it is required. So I have seen all kinds of problems when it comes to articles. So anything specifically that bothers you while you use articles? Actually, when they come as standalone sentences, it is not a big problem. You can guess it. But the major issue with respect to the article usage happens when you have to write, or rather when you have paragraphs and you have to um, look for the appropriate usage of articles. For your exams, you usually don't have, at least till now, I haven't seen any patterns where you articles to be filled in paragraphs, but you never know. Sometimes, I mean, it would be still MCQ, but instead of say standalone sentences, you might be given say 5 sentences from a paragraph together, and be asked to fill in the articles to all that. So generally, in such cases, it becomes a little bit of a problem because a lot of things will have to be given from the context. For some people, it could be easy also. Okay, some can do that activity better than the blank sentences. So in any case, the rules don't change for the usage of articles, whether it's a standalone sentence or a paragraph. You just should know how to use them, right? Could be a little tougher topic to deal with among the other parts of speech that you've referred to, because the languages that we speak, we don't have explicit articles. We have article-like particles in our language, but maybe not something that works so explicitly as you see in the English language. So some of us can find it a little bit of a problem to deal with. Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, when we use the before the name of country, the British, it become it signifies the people of that country.
It's not,
then
that's what, there's a clarification there. You don't use it before the country. When you say the British, you are referring to the people, right? It's the nationality that you're referring to.
ma'am, then the British will be noun, or the will be article.
They is article, sure, definitely. And British is noun. So see, articles are mostly found along with nouns and noun phrases, right? It's a if you look at the articles closely, somebody was asking this question in there. Was it you? Somebody asked why, I saw articles included in the parts of speech and then the interjections were not, right? So interjections were not included because not because they're not parts of speech. It was some sort of mess up. Okay, maybe it was left out on the slide, but it is very well discussed as the parts of speech in that week. Articles, they have come up in the parts of speech. A lot of people have this discussion. Why is it been shown there? If you look at articles carefully, you will see that they work very much like adjectives, right? You'll see most of the time this thing attached to a noun or an. In some sense, it's also talking about the noun only, the specificity of the noun being used, or the generic or non-generic, or the countable or the uncountable nature of the noun. So because it mostly appears as the noun phrases, adding some sort of modifications to it. Some people also view articles as doing the job of an adjective. So it's not wrong to classify them under parts of speech. Okay, so this is that clarification. And the is treated as an article to take. British is noun. Okay.
Okay.
Why is an European incorrect? And European, because the first sound in the word European is y, which is a consonant, right? So one of the rules related to articles is that and is something that you use only along with vowel sounds. In European, the word begins with a consonant sound here. Okay, so you don't use that. That's all. That's the same for anything. Anything that begins with a consonant sound, right? Other general questions that you have with respect to usage of articles? Yeah. No? So if that is the case, then we can look at the questions. You can, I mean, you can still ask questions as and when you have them. If you come up with any doubts on the process. I see that not many of you have a problem with it, although my expectation was the other way around. But let's see. So let's start solving the exercises then.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
first,
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am. Let's solve the exercise.
who's this?
Yes, ma'am. Let's solve the exercise, ma'am.
Okay. So the first question you have here is like they're all standalone sentences, so more like fill in the blanks questions. And the second activity that you have are they are three sets of paragraphs, and you're going to be supplying articles to that, right? So let's first solve this one. The first one, I want
An apple.
an apple from that basket. Can you also like tell me why do you use a and so that we can also revise the rules along with it?
Ma'am, and is
A
used
sound
because,
in this.
ma'am, if the sound is A and apple is not unique, it is a general
Sound is
apple.
not
We are first time
the sound A.
introducing an apple.
No. Just a minute before you go any further. Is the sound you have there A?
Yes, ma'am. A.
Where? In apple?
Apple.
It's a sound, ma'am.
Ah. So it's not A. Is the sound A? Do we say apple?
Apple, man. So it's as
Apple, right? The sound is not A. The represent is A. This is a vowel sound which is very unique to English, right? You have that in cat and many other words. So apple, not A. Again, the reason being, you know, it is a vowel sound, so you have an and there. Okay. Please be careful about these things from now onwards. Don't say A when you say apple. Okay. Because you have been introduced so much to all these sounds and all that, at least from now onwards. Okay. Be a little careful about these things.
Does A sound is also there in English or it is not there? It is only in
Which
Hindi.
A sound?
Yes, ma'am.
You tell me, you're speaking in English now. Do you see A sound in English? Give me examples where you have A, or if it is not there, then why is it not there? I don't know. I think it is there. Look at a word like pen, right? What is the second sound in the word pen?
Pen. A.
Right. So it is there, very much there. Okay. All right. Ape. So this ape also is not A, it is A. It's actually the song there. Okay. Ape, not A. Okay, all right. So this practice also you can do along with it. You know, the vowel sounds along the very problematic area. Second one, dash church on the corner is progressive.
The.
The church. Okay, so why would you use the?
Church is
Why
a
not
particular. We are
I'm
pointing out
referring
the
to that church which is at the corner.
Yes, correct. The answer is you're referring to this on the corner. So there's a specificity. The phrase on the corner that follows the word church here, it gives you some sort of locational specificity, right? So it is because of this reason that you use the. An is out of question, obviously, because you have a consonant sound, and A you cannot use because you're not talking about a non-specific entity, right? So that's right. The church on the corner is progressive. Okay, the third one. Miss Lin speaks dash Chinese.
Ma'am, no article.
No article? Sure. Okay. So usually when you talk about, you know, when you speak about somebody's language or something, you don't, in this context at least, you don't use any article. But if it was a nationality or if you're referring to the people of the country, then you would have used the, right? Like in the case we were discussing in the beginning, the British, right? The British are aristocratic in nature, right? So you can use the when you're referring to the people of the place, but not when you're referring to the language itself. Okay. In this case, we're talking about somebody's language, so we don't require articles here, right? Okay. Fourth one, I borrowed dash pencil from your pile of
pencil.
pencils. A pencil, right? So one pencil from the pile. right? So here the reference is towards the number, right? So you can use the article to use articles to refer to specific nature of something or generic nature of something, right? All of these are uses of the articles in English. So a pencil from your pile of pencils and pens. Now, five.
Ma'am,
Yes.
if
yes.
there are lot of pencils and all are the wrong pencils, means the conditions are not good, and
All are
there
the,
is only
sorry,
all are the
there-
all pencil are useless. Only one or two pencils are good. So if we say that I borrow a good one pencil, which is or we want to specify that in that pile of pencil there is only a single pencil whose name is Natraj or any particular kind, then we will use the pencil, or then also we will use a pencil.
so if you give me the sentence, I can tell you properly. Okay. This is a whole description. Now I have to figure out what you exactly want to say. So if from what I understand,
I want to say that all pencils are identical in this fourth sentence. If it is not so, all pencils are not identical, all are different, or there is only one pencil which is different from all other pencils.
I still don't understand the question. Can somebody else give me the pencil? Okay, if you want to talk about a specific pencil among the pile, then you have to use the. Whenever whenever you want to make something more specific, if you want to talk about something that is definite, particular, then you'll have to use the definite article the. Okay, but in the absence of any such condition, then you a or and, depending on whether you have consonant or vowel sound. Okay, if I've understood the question clearly.
Ma'am, can I make the sentence which he wants to say?
Yeah, you can try. No
Yeah.
problem.
I borrowed. Yeah, I think he wants to say I borrowed dash pencil which is in good state.
I borrowed dash pencil which is in good state.
I borrowed dash.
Yes, yes, I heard that.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're specifying, right? You're adding more modifications and specifications to the pencil. The moment that comes, then definite article is in use. So I borrowed the pencil which is in good state. Was that your question, Pratik? Did we get you correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the moment you add specificity to anything, it becomes the. All right. So like I think those of them were commenting in the, I borrowed the pencil from your file. I borrowed the best pencil. Yes, yes. So this case is different. Now the sharpest and the best, because you are referring to the superlative forms of adjective grammatically, and even otherwise, because you are giving unique reference, the best and the sharpest, you can only have one like that in any file or any group. So there you are giving unique references. Whenever there is unique references, definiteness, specificity. Okay. All right. So fifth one of the students said, dash professor is late today.
The professor is it.
The professor. Now, in this case, this is a professor who they already know, right? This is a specific professor. They're not talking about any random professor. So the professor is late today. Okay. Sixth one is Ali
No
likes
article.
to play dash volleyball.
No article.
Ali likes to play dash volleyball. Did you stop seeing the screen or something?
Yes, ma'am. We are not seeing the screen.
Oh, okay. Then I didn't do anything. Something must happen. 1 second. I'll share it. Visible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the question, right? Ali likes to play dash volleyball.
No article.
No article. Okay. Why do you think it will have no article?
In daily routine, ma'am, zero article is used, no article is used.
In daily routine, no article is used. So Ali likes to play dash volleyball. Is that daily routine?
It is like her habit.
It is? Sorry. I don't know whether the connection problem was this side or that side. You're all able to hear me properly, no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
I think because volleyball is name of a game, so no article.
Okay. Right. So either you treat it. So this is not the case exactly where you treat it as a routine, but it doesn't need any article there. You're not talking the volleyball. The name, like she's saying, the name of a game, right? So you don't need any article there unless you're using that in the figurative sense or you're referring to it in any other specific sense. So usually because the names of anything would not require any article, that rule would apply here, right? So not because of you're right. People who said no article, you're right. But the reason is not that it is routine. We have no indication of routine here, right? It's a reference. So no mention of routine. But the more appropriate one would be that it's the name of a game, right? And we don't need any articles to refer to that, right? Okay, now 7th one, I bought dash
An.
umbrella to go out in the
An
rain
umbrella.
and correct. So what is this? Why do you use an and here? Two reasons it could be. First one is
Is giving sound of a vowel. Umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh,
correct.
Because,
correct.
ma'am, in our first class, we have learned that an is used before umbrella always
In your first
in our,
class.
in our nursery classes.
Oh, okay, okay. That cannot be the reason to use that here. So yeah, the first reason what she was saying is right. Okay, so one technical reason to do this is that it has a vowel sound, and other reason, if you can figure out from this. So when
It
I
is a
say an
generic
umbrella,
umbrella.
it's a generic reference. Here we're talking about no specificity involved, and also number, right? You need just one umbrella. You don't need too many umbrellas to go out in the rain, right? That's not how it is. So three things. One is the sound itself. Second thing is no specificity. Third thing is one in number, right? All three, meanings that usually an article can provide you is fulfilled in this one. So I bought an umbrella to go out in the rain. 8th one, my daughter is learning to play dash violin at her.
article.
Sorry.
No article.
The violin at her school.
They
Okay, why no article?
matters.
I think
Why no
this.
article? Both of you give me reason.
I think because the same rule which we applied in 6th one.
So my daughter is learning to play violin at her school.
I think
That's
so.
what you are saying, right? Okay.
Yes.
And the other person who said the violin, why do you think it is the violin?
And because we are referring to the class of noun, it might be
The
possible
class
for
of nouns. The class of nouns, you are right, but it requires a little more of explanation. You are referring to a specific thing within the class of noun, right? So the violin at her school. It's not, you have to be a little more specific in this case, because if you say my daughter is learning to play violin at her school, it does not give you the full meaning. What you're referring to is the overall meaning that it should generate is that she's learning to play a musical instrument, and within that, the specific thing is the violin, which is why the here. Okay. All right. This case does not
Okay, ma'am.
exist in the case of volleyball. Okay. Who was that? I did not
Okay,
see
ma'am.
who answered first. Yeah. Okay. Did you get that point?
Yes,
There
ma'am.
could be many things, right? And within there's one instrument that she's learning, and which is why the violin. Okay. All right. We don't have that problem with the volleyball, which is why you don't have to use the here, but in this case we need the.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
clear?
Understood.
Okay, my daughter is learning to play music at her school. Do we say like that? Carlton De Silva. Is that your real name? Just curious to know that.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's nice name. Okay, so do we have a usage like that? Play music at school. Play music you can, but then that refers to, it could be anything among that, no? So usually you say either play piano or play violin, right? Music is like a very general sense. It's not wrong grammatically, but I don't think it gives you very good meanings in that sense, right? You can say the orchestra plays the music. That is all right. But when you're referring to an individual person, it's always better to specify what they're playing. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Like we would use it for like as an
Yes.
example, he plays the drum in the band. Can we say it like that?
He plays the drum in the band. Yes, you can say that. Probably. That's correct usage.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. I still have a little bit doubt in this eighth one.
Yes.
Violin, we are not talking about a particular violin which is kept in the music room, because in music room there might be many violins kept over there.
But do you see this, to play the violin at her school, right? We're not saying my daughter plays violin. Okay. Even in that case, you can say the violin, but that case you can also say my daughter plays violin. But do you have specific things added in this sentence? Say my daughter is learning to play the violin at her school. See that?
Okay.
Ma'am, actually, it is not referring to playing an instrument violin. It is actually referring a whole class of violin. It is not referring that we have to play with an instrument only.
We are what? It is not referring to play with an.
Yes, ma'am. Violin. It is just like we are referring a class. It is like an abstract thing. We are not referring that we have to play an instrument.
Correct. So we can use the along with the class nouns also. There is no restriction to that, no? We can, one of the usages of definite article is also along with the class nouns. It's not always A with class nouns. You can use both A and the. If it is of specific nature, then you can talk about class nouns in terms of the also, not the, sorry, the. Okay. And this is one such case. You might have seen this on the PPT also. I think I remember seeing that. I do not know if you have followed it properly. A and the, or I mean, A and the, they can be used with class nouns. Class nouns can take all three of them. I saw some question on the forum, which I'm not able to remember now. But yeah, go ahead. You had any question?
Yes, on Google, it's written for musical instruments. We use the.
No, sorry, I did not hear you properly.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm just checking in back with you guys.
That,
you all can still hear me, no?
as a
I'm
grammar.
sorry I keep asking this because,
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What was your
It
question?
is written that as a grammar rule in AE, when you refer to playing a musical instrument, you usually use the definite article in front of the instrument, though omitting the is also possible.
No. So see, if you're going to
For
learn the
example,
sentence, how much will you remember? Use musical instrument, use the in front of that. That's not how rules work. Okay, especially if you're talking about grammar, then you don't specify things like this, you know, in front of this you can do that, in front of this you can do that. What you need to understand with respect to usages, if the usage is specific or if the usage is generic, right? If things end at violin, then we are okay. Okay, my daughter is learning to play violin, fine. But there are more details added to it at her school. And also particularly because you're referring to one class of thing, sorry, one type of thing among the many instruments that might be taught at the school, right? So violin is not the only thing that could be taught. In that case, because you have all the specificity that comes from the context, you use the. Okay. If we end the sentence at violin, no problem. We don't need to have article there. The no article thing can also apply. Okay. But because in this case you have more specificities added, you have to use the. That's all. The only point around the is that something that is specific in nature needs to take the article the. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. Ninth one, please give me dash cake. This that is on the counter. Sorry.
The cake.
The cake.
So why did you say the cake? Why not just cake? Please give me cake that is on the counter.
We have specified.
We have
That
specified,
is-
right? I want the one that is on the counter, not any cake, right? So anytime you have specific things added to it, it's the, no doubt on that. Now, 10th one, I lived on Main Street when I first
The
came.
Main Street.
Do we have to say the?
Yes, ma'am. Since
Why?
they are implying to a particular street which is called as the Main Street.
Street already has a name. Do you say I came to the Chennai last week? If I have a
No,
sentence like
ma'am.
this, right? Do I say I came to the Chennai or I went to the Delhi last week? Do we have to do that?
No, ma'am.
No, right? Why? Because it's a specific. It already has its name in that. So it's a name. Like, you know, the rule that you use for volleyball will apply here. It's a name. Why do you have to unnecessarily mention? It's the name of the roads, name of the streets, the name of countries. Because they are very, very specific by themselves, you don't have to use any article to indicate their specificity, right? So no requirement of articles before names. Okay, no name. So I lived on Main Street when I first came to town, not the Main Street. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll of dash New York State. Albany is the capital of dash New York State. Any article?
No article. No article.
No article.
No article. Okay. Okay. No article required. Same thing. Now, my husband's family speaks Polish.
No article.
No article.
Okay. Again. Okay. Same thing like we discussed in third one. Mifflin speaks Chinese. My husband's family speaks Polish. Okay. I speak English or I speak Tamil. I speak whatever. You don't have to use any article before that. Is this a repeat? Did we already have this question? Okay, no. Okay, a saying 13th one dash apple a day keeps
An
the
apple
doctor.
a day.
An apple.
Keeps an apple a day keeps the doctor. Okay, then 14th one dash ink in my pen is red.
The ink.
The ink. Okay, why did we choose the there? Why do we need the there?
Because
It
we
is my
are
pen.
talking about
Specific
the
pen.
specific ink which is in the pen.
Specific ink, that is the ink in my pen, right? Specificity. So the ink in my pen is red. So specific reference, again, article the. Last one, our neighbors have dash cat and dash dog.
A cat and a dog.
Okay. A cat and a dog, right? Why the article, indefinite article here? Why
Because
not?
cat and dog
Because
are singular here.
Yeah, one cat and one dog.
Ma'am, but
Okay,
why
one cat and
it is used have? It could be has also.
It could be has also. It would just change the tense form. That's all.
Because
is
it
not
is
the point.
because it is neighbors as plural.
So yeah, because it is S and it could be reference to many other things here. Okay, but that is not the point here. He's asking, can we use has? Yes, you can use has, but like she's saying, then you will have to change other factors. This talks about tense. This also talks about the agreement feature and all that. You haven't come to that week yet, right? Agreement and tense. Usually, I think it's the week after your qualifier. I mean, you might get the videos before that, but not now. 5th week or so, you will have agreement and tense. Correct. So a cat and a dog. One is like she was saying, you know, refers to the number of cats and dogs they have. And again, there is no specificity involved, right? It's a generic reference to cat and dog, somebody's possession. Okay, I have a pencil. I own a bag. Okay, I own a house. Something of that sort. So generic reference and also reference to number. So a cat and a dog. All right. Now have 3 short paragraphs where you have to read and understand where you have to insert article, whether you need to insert, if you have to, whether it is a and or the, or do you not need any article at all. So just look at the first one, read it once completely and then see. As you read along, see where you can mark it. I will ask you once you have read, finish reading it at least once. Okay, so quietly read it and then read it.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, with reference to the use of article, it was said in the lecture that before a class noun, we refer the refers to the whole class. We may also use a and matlab a and also to refer the class noun. So a question was there that blank is a ferocious animal. So a tiger is a ferocious animal, or it may be also the tiger is a ferocious animal. It wasn't an activity question, but the only corrected answer was, only accepted answer was the, not A.
A was not given marks for.
No, ma'am. A was not accepted as the answer.
But activity questions are not graded, yeah.
No.
No, A can be the answer, you're right. But yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It is not graded, but I would just like, I just made it clear with
In the answer, it was just given the as the right answer, right? The A was not mentioned.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
And it was also not a multi-select answer.
It was not a multi-select answer. Okay, fine. I'll let them know and I'll ask them to include it as well. So A is also right. You can say tiger is a ferocious animal. You can also say the tiger is a ferocious animal because the class nouns can take both. Like when it is referring to the whole class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Both A and the. That's okay. Right.
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
So we have read the first paragraph.
Okay, fine. So let's do this then. I have horse of my own.
I am a horse.
I have a horse. Okay, fine.
We are introducing it first time.
We are introducing it for the first time. We are referring to the class noun of horse, right? So something we're going to talk about it. First reference and also reference to class. So a horse. Okay. And one. Second sentence. I call her pretty girl.
I think there should be comma after her. There should be comma after her.
No comma stuff and all. Okay, we're not doing that kind of editing exercise. We're just looking at article for the point of time. We don't need any comma there. No requirement of comma. Any article that you need in that sentence? I call her pretty girl.
No.
No article required. The why? This is the name of the horse. No, I call her pretty girl. Pretty girl is the name of the horse. So you don't need any articles before name, right? So I call her pretty girl, right? So it's like, I have a dog at my home and I call him Kaiser. Okay, so you don't say I call him the Kaiser, right? Not required.
Ma'am, so, I think to maintain the fluency, we have to remove the, right?
Maintain the fluency. Fluency has got nothing to do with this. Where when you talk about articles or for that matter, any other grammatical features, we are referring more towards the accuracy parts, okay? Which will, yes, of course, like you say, ensure fluency. The is removed because we don't need it. There is the name of the horse, no? So names don't require articles. This is why no, the or a or a. Okay, now next one. She is intelligent animal.
She is an intelligent animal.
No, ma'am. The intelligent animal, because we are referring to horse, and it has been it is second time we are referring, so we will use the.
But what follows the? Look at that carefully. What is intelligent? What class of word is intelligent?
Ma'am, I don't think we need an article here.
We don't need an article. We don't need an article here. No, we need an article.
The intelligent animal before adjective.
No.
I think an intelligent animal because it is generic. Many intelligent animals are there and she is one of them. And because it is giving this sound of vowel, intelligent.
Yes. So she is an intelligent animal, and even if you have to use he, you don't forget, which is why I keep telling specificity. When you have to use the, then like she was mentioning, she had a part of the answer with her, but not entirely. If you have to use the, then this particular animal has to be the unique among all the other animals, right? But that is not the case. You don't get that sense here. And if you have to use it with the, then you will have to say she is the most intelligent animal. In case of adjectives, the is used when you are referring to the superlative form of the adjective. So the sharpest, the best, the worst, the tallest, right? And if it is intelligent, she is the most intelligent, or she's, the most intelligent animal. Since you don't have it here, you don't have to use any article. Even otherwise, there is no specificity involved.
Yes, ma'am, I get it.
So she is an intelligent animal. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the second part, but she is not a thoroughbred horse. But she is not.
What is thoroughbred?
Thoroughbred in the sense well trained or well kept up at home. Okay. So she is not a
Not
what is it?
a thorough.
Correct. A thorough horse, right? Now, I could never enter her in race, even if I wanted to. I could never enter her in race, even if I wanted to.
Her in a race.
Yes, I could never enter her in a race, even if I wanted to. But I do not want to. But I do not want to.
No article.
No article.
No article. No article required. She is companion for my own pleasure.
The companion.
She is a companion.
She is
A companion.
A companion.
a or the, not an for sure, but a or the. A. She is a companion for my own pleasure. Like, no, she's not. We don't say she is the companion for my own pleasure. She is a companion for my own. So see, there's a comma there. She is a companion for my own pleasure, right? I took her swimming day or two ago.
A day or two ago.
A day or two ago.
A day or two ago. Okay, not day or two ago. A day or two ago. Again, direct reference to number. A day or two. Okay, you can. These are all expressions also in language. So instead of looking at them as right, you can learn them as expressions. A day or two. Okay, like those quantifier expressions you have now. A lot of, a couple of. Okay, so these are all expressional usage also in language. Second one, shall we do the second one? Read through. Just 2 minutes or so it would take. Just read through completely and then we can take up the sentences.
Yes, ma'am. We should also do second one.
Yes, please do. Done? Everybody? Okay.
Yes,
Shall we
ma'am.
discuss that? Okay. All right. So the first sentence, Horse knows when he is going to race.
A horse.
Ma'am, is this paragraph is continuation of the previous one?
Not really. Might look like it, but I don't think so. It could be or not. Excerpts taken from something. Maybe it is.
So, ma'am, a horse knows.
No, oh, in that sense, no. Treat this as a different paragraph. You don't take any reference from the first one. Okay, we treat this as the separate one. So, a horse, yes, correct. A horse knows when he is going to race.
Going to the race.
Second one, how does he know?
No article.
No,
No article.
No article.
We don't have anything which would require article. Correct. So no article. His breakfast was scanty.
Scanty means?
Article.
no article.
No
What
article.
is scanty?
Scanty means very less in amount. Okay. Scanty rainfall. You might have heard this expression. No? Scanty rainfall means very less in amount. Okay. His breakfast was scanty.
Insufficient for him.
Breakfast was scanty. No article required. Right. He's angry about that. Again, no article required. He does not have saddle on his back.
No article.
No article. Why?
Not have a saddle on his back.
Yes, okay, but why no article? Somebody said no article. I would like to know why. No? These mistakes,
ma'am.
which is why I wanted you to look at this, right? So these are the mistakes that we
A
commit.
saddle, ma'am, saddle is the thing that we put on him to sit there.
Yes, that
He
is
does
right.
not have a saddle on his back.
No, that's correct. I'm not negating any one of you. I'm just trying to understand. Somebody said no article. So I was just trying
Ma'am,
to
because
know
I
why.
have not understand the saddle. That's why I've said no article.
Oh, you did not know what a saddle means. That's why. Okay, no issue. Okay, so a saddle, correct answer. Then next, like he's being led, not ridden, to grandstand. He's
To the
being
grandstand.
led
The
To the
grandstand.
grandstand.
to the grandstand.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody is, please mute yourself. I can hear. Oh. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I think it got cut off for a moment or so. Why is this? You can see it, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
It is
ma'am.
visible now.
Are you losing access to it like once in a while? Did it go back like a second ago or so?
Yes,
Ma'am, now it is screen is losing.
Yes, there's something seriously wrong. It's not visible now?
No visibility.
No, ma'am.
It's not visible.
Yeah,
Screen is losing now, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if
It's
it goes
started.
again. It's visible now, right? Okay. All right. Okay. We were at he does not have a saddle on it. He's being led, not ridden. Yeah. Okay. He's this one. No, he's being led, not ridden. So he's being led, not ridden to the grandstand, right? To the grandstand. Now here, why do you think we use the?
Because it is particular for the grandstand.
It may be particular for a horse.
It is
We are specifying the
particular
place.
stand.
We specified the
What
grandstand.
is a grandstand?
I think grandstand can be
In
the
the stadium where we keep the horses ready for.
No audio.
I can hear. Can you not hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Audio is audible.
You can hear me, no?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. What is a grandstand?
Ma'am, it is
You have
like
seen
a
this race
stadium.
course, no? For yeah. You have seen this race course for the horse racing. This thing, no? So the place where these people, spectators, they stand and sit. That's called the grandstand. Okay, but that's all right. The question is why the grandstand? Why not a grandstand? He's being led, not ridden to a grandstand. Why
Ma'am,
not?
grandstand is a roof stand of spectator at race course or stadium. Ma'am, the side where spectator lies, that is known as grandstand.
Yes, correct. That's correct. Okay. So why the grandstand? Question is why
Ma'am,
the
I
grandstand?
think because the grandstand will be specific for that horse, so we use the.
I think the grandstand is particularly at the stadium.
Grandstand is, sorry.
Particular for the stadium.
Okay, so we use the sometimes in the discourse. Okay, this is a different sort of usage, which is why I asked you why the grandstand. People might be confused. They could also ask why not a grandstand, because this is the first reference and we are not, it's not like we're giving the name or anything, right? In the discourse, sometimes you are correct. One of you said that this is the particular, the specific place that is allotted for that particular race to happen, right? That is correct. But if you look at things grammatically, some people might tell you a can be used, but this is the difference when you do something in a paragraph than in a single sentence, right? Standalone sentence. If it were in a single sentence, a standalone sentence, then you could have used there. But now, because you have other information, contextual information from the paragraph, you prefer using the there, right? So the usage of article here is more set within the discourse or the understanding that you get from the paragraph than your grammatical usage in otherwise sense. Okay, which is why the grandstand. You're right that we are talking about that specific place for this race to happen, which is why I use the grandstand and not a grandstand. Okay. But I just want to point you to this another usage of articles, that when they are used in the more in a paragraph like situation where you have other information also to flow into the decision, this difference can be. Okay, so keep that in mind. You will see a plenty of other usage in this paragraph like this. Okay, let's see. We'll look at the things further.
If I want to make a sentence like, I will see you in the court, and I will see you in.
Your voice is breaking. I can't hear you properly.
Hello.
He wanted to say, I will see you in the court, or I will see you in a court. Court, which will be the correct?
I will see you in the court, no? Because this is about two people who, you can't say in a court. You can't go to any court you want, right? That's not possible. Because so these are extra sentential meanings, but here you have to use the, because of the very restriction of the fact that one cannot go to any court they want. There are jurisdictional restrictions to which courts you can take your cases to, right? That's why it has to be in the court. I'll see you in the court, right? And this is the second meaning is also that both the listener and the speaker knows what court they are referring to, right? So both the meanings can go into this question that you're asking. So I'll see you in the court.
So, ma'am,
I'll see you in the court.
If there is a long sentence and there is a noun and we are describing that noun again and again in that sentence, then we have to use the, right?
Yeah, we have to use the, yes, because we have already referred to it now, so people know what it is. Okay. All right. Okay, so he is being led, not ridden to the grandstand. He is led under grandstand into unusual special stall.
He is led under the grandstand.
The grandstand into an unusual.
To the unusual special stall.
And an unusual special stall.
Okay. He is led under the grandstand into an unusual special stall.
Yes, ma'am.
One more thing, isn't there will be he is being led under the grandstand into an unusual special stall.
He is being led under, no. Why? Why do you need being led by?
Because it's in the single tense and then the led is in the participle form, right?
Where is led in the participle form? He is led. Okay. This is passive sentence. No. So why being? Being will come into question only if you want to refer to progressive form. No, here you don't need it. Being is only earmarked for that. Here we don't need it.
Okay, no, because in last sentence was there the being nouns, that's why.
He is being led, not ridden. No. Not required. These things don't work like that. Okay, you can have that has got nothing to do with tense. It's about form. So the meaning that they want to give here is different from the one that is given in the previous sentence. Okay. So he's
Ma'am, the
led
structure
under
of the sentence is what? What do we
Sorry?
call these kind of sentences? Like, what is the structure of the
Which kind of
sentence? Like, what do we call it? Come again, please.
What kind of sentences in the sense you want to know the tense form used?
Yeah, no, like the structure, like, in general, what this type of sentence is called, like, we are using led third form, that's why I'm asking.
Which
I think
sentence
it's
are you
passive
asking?
voice.
Yeah, voice.
Passive voice. Active passive. It's passive.
Okay. Okay, the horse is nervous. Okay, that will take a definite article the because you are talking about the horse that is already mentioned, right? So the horse is nervous. Then next one, sometimes he does not know what to do when starting gate flies open and track is before him.
The starting.
A closer look at it. Sometimes he does not know what to do when starting gate flies open and track is before him.
When the starting gate flies open
starting
and the
gate
track
flies-
is before him.
Correct. So this is very similar to that the grandstand case. We're referring to everything that is specific to that context and that space, right? So sometimes he does not know what to do when the starting gate flies open and the track is before him. Correct. Both places will take the. Next one, if he does not begin to run instantly, other horses are already ahead of him. If he does not begin to run instantly, other horses are already ahead of him.
No article.
No article. Okay, we don't need anything there. Horses, because it is in plural form, we know plural forms don't require any article, right? No articles required to express to them, unless there is something specifically that has to be mentioned. During race, when he sees another horse just ahead of him, he will try to pass him. During race, when he sees another horse just ahead of him, he will try to pass him.
During
When
the
he
race.
sees the,
During the race.
yeah, during the race and when he sees another horse.
During the race, right? Because again, race has been already mentioned. So you can say during the race. Okay, during the race, when he sees another horse just ahead of him, he will try to pass him. Now, next one. Sometimes jockey holds him back to save his energy for last stretch. Sometimes jockey holds him back to save the jockey, right? The jockey, because this is specific to that horse. Again, comes from contextual understanding, right? So the jockey holds him back to save his energy for last stretch. Again, why? Because this is a superlative form of adjective, right? The last, unique. When you say last, then it has to have some unique feature to it. So the last stretch. Okay. Next, eventually, horse gets to run as fast as he can.
The horse.
The horse already mentioned. So the horse gets to run as fast as he can. Exercise boy watching owner's favorite jockey riding horse. He has exercised day after day. Says nothing.
The exercise boy watching
Correct.
the owner's favorite jockey riding.
Correct. All the, right? The exercise boy watching the owner's favorite jockey riding the horse. He has exercised day after day. All of them again comes from the contextual, all of them are related to that specific space. So everything has to be added with a the in this case. The exercise boy, okay, watching the owner's favorite jockey riding the horse. He has exercised day after day, says nothing. Now, last sentence there, secretly he's planning for day when he will be jockey himself and his horse will be first to cross finish line.
Secretly, he's
D
planning
day.
for
Secretly,
the
he
day.
is planning for
For
the
the
day
day
when
when
he
he
will
will be
be a
jockey
jockey
himself.
himself,
For,
and the horse
he's
will be
planning
the
for
first to cross the finish line.
the day, right? That particular day we are referring to. He's planning for the
Yeah.
day. There's a definiteness and particularity involved there. So he's planning for the day when he will be
A
A
jockey.
jockey.
A joke.
a
He
A
jockey.
will be
jockey.
the first. He will be the first.
He will be a jockey because we are referring to this is a class noun. Here jockey is used as a class noun, not in the previous sentence. There it was with reference to the horse's jockey, which is why the, in this case, class noun. So a jockey himself and will
His
be
horse will
the
be
first.
the
Okay,
first.
like in the previous case, the last stretch. Yeah, the first. So unique reference, the again, to cross
The finish line.
the finish line. Okay, with respect to this, they're talking about the race, right? So it's already been mentioned. So the finish line. Okay, all right. So that was about this. Now, one last thing, we'll take another 2-3 minutes to solve. This one is also easier one. Just read through it, 1 minute, and we'll solve it.
Can we conclude this like that wherever it is particular, like whatever is related to the race and the horse, we will use the
Yeah.
before that.
Yes, definitely. But please check on whether the usage, anytime becomes a little, generic. Like in the last example, we saw last sentence we saw a jockey, right? That's because we were referring to jockey, the whole class of jockey, not that specific jockey for the specific horse. Just take care of those things. But otherwise, context, if you have already mentioned about these things, then we know it is related to it. Hence, we'll use the with most of the things that comes later. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now the last one, please quickly read through and we can discuss it. Most working people have fewer hours to give to time-consuming activities of clubs than they used to have, but most people in small town belong to club or two.
The most working people, because superlative degree.
Yeah, the most working people.
No.
And then the clubs.
Most working people.
Most
Here,
is
most
like
is
we don't need to use the.
We don't have to use the there.
Ma'am, then hours to give to the time consuming activities.
Sorry.
Like in the same sentence, like most working people have fewer hours to give to the time consuming activities.
Do you need the there?
Yeah. We are specifying to the one part of the activity that is time consuming. So I think we need.
We are referring to part of activities there, but the is used when you want to refer to something specific, right? But we don't have anything specifically to mention there. Time consuming activity, right? What is the time consuming? You can say anything could be a time consuming activity, but there is nothing specific to that. If you're mentioning one particular
But we are
activity,
kind of specifying, ma'am, now out of all the activities, those are the time consuming. We can group it in single part.
We don't get that sense there. We are referring, there's a general reference to the activities of the clubs as time consuming. See that, read the sentence again. The sentence basically says that the activities at the club are time consuming. It's a general statement that is made. See. Most working people have fewer hours to give to the time consuming activities of clubs. So it is assumed that the clubs have time, most of their activities are anyway time consuming. So it's a general statement. It is nothing specifically mention. You could say that, you know, there is, if there was one activity that was picked and was being spoken about, then you could have said specifically about this one. But it is general reference to all the activities that happen there. That is that is the meaning that I get after reading it. I don't see any definiteness coming out of time-consuming activities. It looks like a general comment that is made on it.
I think the most people after the but they used to have, but the most people in the small town.
No.
In a small town.
A small town. So see, it would sound like this. I mean, the right answer would be most working people have fewer hours to give to time-consuming activities of clubs than they used to have. But most people that most and all doesn't require article, okay? But most people in a small town belong to a club or two. Okay, look at that.
Most is
like it's
using
not
again, so the will be
Fun
not
at the
used.
time.
Yeah. Like, is it like if we can add, so it won't be wrong? Like there can be the before the most, or like it's wrong to add?
We don't need it. If you add something that is not needed, then it is definitely wrong, right? You can't, unneeded things don't go into any sentence, right? It doesn't make any sense to say the most working people have fewer hours.
The whole meaning of the first sentence would change then in that case.
Yes. And it is, I mean, the point is it does not even give you any meaning. Okay. So most working people have fewer hours to, all of them are generic references. Unless you are making unique reference to something, you don't need to have the at all. Okay. Most working people have fewer hours to give to the time-consuming activities of club than they used to have, but most people in a small town belong to a club or two. Okay. Again, this one is very much similar to that reference of a day or two. So a club or two. Okay. Next one of clubs is likely to be social and benevolent organizations such as Rotary or else.
One of the clubs.
One of the
clubs, because club reference is now already made. So one of the clubs is likely to be
social and
benevolent organization means
organization such as
the Rotary.
Such
Or
as
the
the
else.
Rotary or else. Such as the Rotary or else. Correct. Then
what is benevolent?
Sorry.
Meaning of benevolent organization.
Benevolent organization. Benevolence means kindness, right? So people who do charity,
like
work and all that, social and charity organizations, right? That's what it means. Okay. All right. So business people are likely to
such
belong,
as the Rotary or the else, we can say like organizations
Sorry?
such as the like in the same sentence in the last line, such as the
Yeah.
Rotary or the else, because we're specifying both of them, right?
Such as the Rotary or else. It's together. Okay. You're referring to them as, from one class and one branch. So no need of writing the Rotary or the else. Okay, the Rotary or else is fine. Okay. Business people are likely to belong also to either Kiwani's Club or Lions.
The business
The
people
business
are
people.
likely to belong also to
And so either
the
the
Kiwani's
Communist
Club
Club
or
or the Lions.
Lions.
The Kiwani's Club or the Lions. Right?
Lions.
Correct. Okay. Now, such business people's organization may meet as often as once a week in one of private dining rooms of town's leading hotel for lunch.
One of the private dining rooms.
One of the private
Of
the town's leading hotel.
One of the towns.
One of the private dining rooms of the town's leading hotel for lunch. Okay. All of them specific.
Ma'am, won't it be for all lunch? Can it be for all lunch?
No, for lunch. Why for a lunch? No article needed. For lunch. Okay, meet me for lunch. Or let's meet for lunch tomorrow. You don't say meet for a lunch for sure. The lunch only if it is specific. Okay, we are talking about any specific thing that you and the person know. But no article required otherwise.
Ma'am, here lunch is a noun or a verb?
Lunch is a noun or a verb? Lunch is what? It's noun, no? Lunch, breakfast, dinner, they're all nouns. Okay. The last sentence, they have good lunch.
A
Have a
good
Here,
good
lunch.
lunch.
they have a good lunch.
A
Okay.
good
Here, a good program and continue their fundraising program for
A
the
worthy
worthy
The worthy
organization.
organization,
a
such
worthy
as local
organization,
A
hospital.
worthy
such
organization.
as a local hospital. Okay. All A, right? They have a good lunch, here a good program, and continue their fundraising program for a worthy organization such as a local hospital. Okay. All right. Any
Yes,
doubts that you
ma'am.
have? Okay. Any questions, any doubts that you have? Can you please read the full passage with correction? Oh, sure, you can. Most working people have fewer hours to give to time-consuming activities of clubs than they used to have, but most people in a small town belong to a club or two. One of the clubs is likely to be a social and benevolent organization such as the Rotary or else. Business people are likely to belong also to either the Kiwanis Club or the Lions. Such business people's organizations may meet as often as once a week in one of the private dining rooms of the town's leading hotel for lunch. They have a good lunch, hear a good program, and continue their fundraising program for a worthy organization such as a local hospital. Okay, Lakshmi? Yes, Lakshmi, go ahead.
Ma'am, I had a doubt. We used the Rotary or else, and then we said the Kiwanis Club or the Lions.
Yes.
So why did we not use the for else and the for Lions in the second case?
Why did we not say the Kiwanis Club or Lions like that? You can use
Yes.
it in that. So Kiwanis clubs and Lions, you know, they are separate organizations. I don't know why Rotary or else, because Rotary and else, I think it may be something that is, I'll have to check if it is something that is used together. Okay. Else club. Anything that you know of these people?
No, ma'am.
Both
right?
of them are non-profit
Yes,
organizations.
they are non-profit organization. I'm just seeing if they are separate. Actually, they are separate. Okay. So no. I'll tell you why it is used like
Since
that.
they are of the
Ma'am, can it
same
be the
class.
reason because it is either or for Kiwanis Club and Lions? That is why we are using the
No, not exactly that. The reason is, look at this. One of the clubs is likely to be a social and benevolent organization, such as the Rotary or else. So this one is directly connected to social and benevolent organization, right? So they are giving examples for this, which is why it is shared between Rotary and else. Actually, you don't need the for it, but because you're specifically talking about social and benevolent organizations, this is why they put up the there. And then after that, Rotary or else are both, they're different kinds of social and benevolent organizations, which is charity organization. Okay, so which is why they have not used the there. Otherwise, they would have. You don't need the itself there. You don't have to say the Rotary or the else, because anyway, the name is that, no. So no problem.
Okay.
We have discussed that we don't need the before names. If you look at Rotary clubs are very common in our areas also. Look at them. They don't say the Rotary Club. It says Rotary Club. That's all. Okay. Kiwanis and Lions, because they are business organizations, and business organizations because they consider them as brand by themselves, they use the to show that they are unique and all that. Which is why the Lions, the Kiwanis. But that's not the case with Rotary or else.
Okay. Clear. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, any other doubts?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt regarding a phrase.
Phrase. Go ahead.
Ma'am, actually, I am reading a book, and there is a phrase. If you allow, I would like to show the PDF of that book.
No, just tell me the phrase and we can talk about it.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, there are 2-3 sentences. The first phrase is to make a fudge.
To make effort.
and the
Huh.
sentence used are 2, 3. The meaning are different, but I am not able to figure out that what would be the meaning. The first use is, my dog loves to be made of fudge of.
Oh, that's a different word. Can you spell the word to make?
What, ma'am?
What is the word after to make? Can you spell it for me?
My dog loved to be made of fudge of. FUSSOF.
Oh, to make a fuss of.
To
FUSS,
made
right?
of, to made of fudge, fuss of. Made MADE.
Made a fuss of. FUSS?
Yes, ma'am. FUSH.
To make a, basically the phrase is to make a fuss about, right? That is the basic phrase. And then they have used the tense to made a fuss about, right? Make a fuss about means to complain, right? Or behave irritatedly. That is
Ma'am,
what
no,
that phrase is.
no, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, if you allow, I would like to show it will be clear in one page only.
Okay, fine.
Like the dog wants a lot of
Okay, ma'am.
attention.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
just go ahead.
Ma'am, will you allow to share screen?
Yeah, please share, no? Do that.
Ma'am, the host, you have to allow, ma'am, there.
Okay. Even I don't have that.
Ma'am, on security, there will be there. And under security, then you can allow the participant.
Yes.
There.
Try doing it now. Try doing it now.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible?
It is visible, but which sentence do you want us to look at?
Ma'am, this whole, ma'am, please read this to make a fudge of this whole. Oh, sorry, where it go? Ma'am, please read this whole.
What do you want to know in this? You tell me.
Ma'am, actually, these two sentences and these two sentences. Sorry. My dog loves
to be made of.
Yes, ma'am. What would be meaning here? Am I saying that my dog is very nice, because here the meaning is saying a lot of love and care, attention?
No, you look at the first thing, no? To fuss over means to show affection towards a person or animal. So my dog loves to be made a fuss of, or fussed over means my dog loves to be, treated well, treated affectionately. That's what it means.
Oh, means my dog required a treatment, good affection treatment, a good response from
likes to be treated well, tries to be treated with love and affection. That's what it means, to be fussed over.
And what would be meaning here?
To show you the difference. So that is a different phrase. Fussed over and to make a fuss. To make a fuss means to complain. Given there, no? Act irritatedly, complain. All of that is the meaning of to make a fuss. To make a fuss about something means to complain about something.
So I cannot help making a fuss, means I cannot.
If I'm in a restaurant, yeah.
So I cannot do anything.
I cannot not complain.
We cannot
if
complain.
If the service is slow, then I have to complain. That particular, I can't help making a fuss means, again, can't help is also a phrase, okay? Which means, okay, I have no other option but to complain because the service is slow.
Ma'am, I think the meaning of this sentence will be, मतलब किसी को वो मत, sorry.
I do wish you'd stop making a fuss and continue with your work.
मतलब किसी को blame मत करो, अपना काम करो सीधा सीधा. That
means don't complain, right? I do wish you'd stop making a fuss. The shikayat kare bina, continue doing your work. Is what it means.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I have understand that. And this last one we have. Sorry. Where? We have stayed. We have stayed in quite a few hostels recently, where staff made too much fuss of. So does he stop
too much fuss.
does he stop complaining to us, or does he stop showing much affection to us?
They showed too much of, they gave too much of care and attention is what it means. Okay.
Okay, so means staff are very friendly. Staff were very
They
friendly
took
to
good
us.
care of them. The staff was very caring and friendly, and they were attentive to your needs. That's what it means.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
How to screen off? Zoom. Thank you, ma'am.
Done.
I have
Wow.
understood
Okay.
all.
Any other questions?
No,
Okay.
ma'am. No, any other question?
Okay. Any other question? No. Okay. All right, guys. So I'll share this document in the same tab like you saw the other documents too. You can access it from there. Practice
Ma'am,
more.
the previous Learn to Rope was not uploaded on the drive. The first
Not
Learn to
I've
the
already
previous
shared the document. I'll check again if they haven't uploaded.
yes, ma'am. The previous one of adjective and adverb, that is not there.
Okay, okay. I'll check back with them again. Okay, because I have sent them. I'll see. Okay, then I'll see you all next
Tuesday,
week
ma'am.
again. Yes. Okay.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.